नचे नचे लोगों को कंफ्यूज कर देंगे ना.
Guys, I think we should be honest and put 122 because it's not.
Arey, why? Let's just let it be. Na, it's not like our audience is getting confused saying, "Arey, 121 likha hai."
Very good, Varun. Stream leaking from your end, shameless. You've done this so many times and doesn't know.
Arey, yaar, till the stream doesn't start, I can't mute it from there.
Arey, you can mute the tab, na?
हाँ, अभी ये सब मैंने सोचा नहीं इतना, मैंने रहने दिया.
और ये चैट बार-बार क्या बोलता है? नो आदर, नो आदर. आई डोंट गेट इट ओनली.
कौन है आदर?
देयर कंप्लेंट इज कि आदर को निकाल दो ना पोस्टर से, अगर है नहीं तुम लोग उम्मीद लेके आते हैं कि आदर होगा.
व्हेन वी टेक हिम ऑफ द पोस्टर देन दर लाइक पोस्टर से क्यों हटाया? लाइक इट्स अ तो क्या पूरा ही हटाने क्या फिर?
Catch 22 it is. Catch 22.
So I think it's better if we just take it out only.
Fair.
So people come expecting only 3 of us.
निकाल दो. And it's you should just remove and क्या क्यों है वो? Like honestly, just replace it.
Yeah, Jim, we completely agree with you. We don't need Aadar in the poster at all. And if we have a good enough replacement star of a recently big web series and lot of ads under his belt, we are glad that you decided to come and be a part of this stream because we were honestly getting bored. Like Baba's OCD was going for a toss.
I just want to tell you about the salient features of Khere. I don't know if you guys have heard or used Khere. It's a great app.
What happens in that? Do you use it and then some celebrity from the 90s starts doing something? Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, it's as weird as watching Sunil Gavaskar beating up Kapil Dev, and that will make it happen, guys.
You know, Jim, it's also
I already imagined it.
It's as weird as Aadar coming to this and not having a monkey fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, do you have any monkey facts? If you do, just hold on to it. Don't tell us right away.
I'm going to hold on to the monkey fact.
Before that,
until it reaches 2,000 likes, monkey fact will not be revealed.
No. Until yes. Correct.
I have a more important.
So if you guys want to listen to a monkey fact from Jim, you need to hit the like button, smash it, smash that like button. That like how Sunil Gavaskar would beat up Kapil Dev in the imaginary cred ad that Jim just suggested. Smash it like that.
I have a question.
2,000 likes gets you a monkey fact. Every 2,000 likes gets you a monkey fact.
Varun, what are you and Kautuk doing tomorrow? And Kautuk, what are you doing on the 5th and 6th of March?
Baba, you want to let one person finish before?
No, this is more important, guys. Varun, what are you doing tomorrow?
So first and foremost, after many years, I think I've forgotten to do comedy. So you just make sure I've not forgotten. Kautuk and I are doing shows tomorrow and Friday. Unfortunately, they are sold out. But it's just back to stand up. तो कल से वो चालू हो रहा है. और बाबा और कौतुक आप अपने शोज भी बता दो. हम कोल्ड ओपन में शो बेचना शुरू करेंगे. अलग.
When retention is highest.
इधर अभी 800 लोग को मालूम है तुम लोग का शो हो रहा है. तो पुणे में कब हो रहा है बताओ.
So guys, 5th and 6th, which is Saturday
and Sunday.
I think Saturday sold out. Sunday we have like 10 tickets left or something. और फिर और नहीं डाल पाएंगे. लेकिन Bangalore is when? April, no?
April.
अच्छा April का भी मत पिच करो. पहले टिकट लिंक तो डालो ऊपर.
Yes.
लेकिन एक और चीज, एक स्पेशल चीज जो होने वाली है, मैं अभी नहीं बताऊंगा.
2000 लाइक्स पे.
नहीं 2000 पे मंकी फैक्ट है. 2000 पे 3000 पे we will announce
more
something incredible.
Truly,
that's going to happen. I mean, at least we think so.
Yeah.
You know, at least we feel it better be. But it's something that's happening after a long time. Something we are really excited about, and something we want to share with the entire Taste Army.
Yeah.
So if you want to know what that is, 3,000 likes.
And something you've been demanding for a long time, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Varun,
okay, you want to just tell them?
No. I just want to say.
I
just want to say, Varun, please take the intro before you forget.
Okay, good. Now, सब लोगों ने सब बेच दिया है.
Yes.
I have an extra couch that I want to get rid of. So if you want
OLX.
No, this is not a paid video. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Internet Set. So, a show we take random incidents, facts, trivia, personal stories, and we talk about them. And today we have special guest Jim Sub with us. Jim, thank you once again for joining us. Episode 122 will always be special. So, Jim, what have you been up to?
Yeah. I have been I try to get to my acting roots again since like it's really difficult to like concentrate on your art with Bollywood, and you get stuck in the same cycle. So I just wanted to restart all over and discover my love for acting again. So I decided to go to London, and I'm learning Shakespeare.
Very
Because
good.
how else to discover your Indianness by doing something as colonial as possible?
I what I really liked is when Varun asked Jim the question, Jim took a second to answer because he didn't know he was Jim for a second.
Yeah.
So Jim
I mean,
was
he's gotten so into his Shakespearean character that now he
Yes,
only responds
yeah.
to Othello. Like otherwise,
Yeah.
he doesn't. So Othello, tell us.
Othello, yeah. Othello, Orlando. Also, Othello. I'm realizing that why, like, a lot of discoveries are happening about why, like, how to cast Othello and what are the problems that come. Like, those are the discussions that are being had, and all the misgivings that people have done in the past while casting on playing Othello.
Like
Which,
what? Like
yeah, because Othello is essentially has to be played by a black actor.
yeah.
But there have been incidents of stupidity on the part of white people.
तो तेरे को नहीं मिल रहा है role basically is what you're saying, right?
I
But-
don't know. Maybe
but-
we can do like convert it to an Indian. But Vishal Bharadwaj did it fantastically, I think.
No, but I
Omkara
think-
was super.
But it's an adaptation.
But I think Aadar makes a good Iago also.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to. I think for my scene study, I'm going to pick a Iago scene. Scene.
और
Yeah.
try
अच्छा
क्या
है.
Desdemona क्या था ना लड़की का नाम?
Desdemona. But Aadar has played Desdemona in Complete Works of William
I've played
Shakespeare.
Desdemona. Yeah.
Good. Now you've completely
I've played
left
all the women.
our joke, Baba, and you have said that you've revealed that Jim is actually Aadar.
No, I
But
didn't.
yeah. This is me in character.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
Apologies.
So anyway, apart from Aadar, by the way, welcome back. हो गया अभी हम लोग और जिम की एक्टिंग नहीं कर सकते, तो वेलकम बैक. सब लोग तेरे को बहुत मिस कर रहे थे गाइस. अगर आप लोग आदर को मिस कर रहे थे तो लाइक करो, स्ट्रीम को शेयर करो, सबको बताओ कि आदर आ गया है. आदर आ गया है. सो हम लाइक्स के भूखे हैं, हम कुछ भी करके
Anything.
आपसे लाइक करवाएंगे. गाइस, इफ यू लाइकिंग, लाइक इट.
Aadar
Yeah.
is so jet lagged. He has written, "Tum trouble has fucked me up." he has misspelled time.
I was
Time
half asleep.
difference.
Yeah.
Time difference has fucked him up. He has said
पर
different.
तेरे को अभी क्या टाइम डिफरेंस हो रहा है पागल? 5 बज रहे हैं लंदन में.
अरे but
But मैं सो रहा नहीं है ना. वो सो रहा है, and then like in the morning I got to get up and go for shoot. By the way, all of you who have bought tickets for Comic Stan's finale tomorrow, really excited to see you all there. It'll be quite a show. Some really awesome comics.
I mean, he's so excited he came from London to see you guys. मतलब उससे ज्यादा
Yeah.
क्या कर
और
सकता
क्या
है?
ही कर
Yeah.
सकता है आदमी.
this
लेकिन
is-
आदत देखो बहुत मिस किया. ये चौथा कोना ना बहुत टाइम से ऐसे खाली था, मजा नहीं आ रहा था.
Yeah.
और ऐसे बंदर लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, हम लोग कैसे मालूम
अरे-
पड़ेगा लाइफ में तेरे अलावा.
Dude, बंदर लोग बहुत kill कर रहे हैं life में, and I've found some really funny ones.
2000
Of course you have.
2000.
2000 like
Yeah.
Shit.
but apart from monkey facts and all of that, the one thing that's pretty much been on everybody's mind, everybody is watching, reading about it non-stop, is what's happening in Ukraine. We did a video few weeks back, and honestly at that time you were sort of imagining that, oh, will it happen, won't it happen? No, he's not that stupid, he won't do it. They'll manage to control it and it'll get diffused, talks will happen. But this went full fucking 360.
Yeah.
Right. And like in our time, I mean, we have seen different wars happen. We've seen Kargil happen again in our lifetime, Iraq war, Afghanistan war, and now suddenly this. And this for some reason seems a lot more volatile, right? Like the thought of somebody just saying chal abhi nuclear daba raha hu main was always like a distant thought. But with how unhinged Putin is behaving, bro, I might just happen. But before that, anybody watching, sorry, Baba, anybody watching, if you have any family or friends stuck there, we hope that they're fine and they've gotten safe passage outside. If there's anything we can do to help amplify any voices of anybody, please do let us know. Because like the videos I've been seeing is scary, dude. It's insane. Like one of the most heartbreaking things I watched was a video of the guy who died, the Indian student who died in Kharkiv because of the shelling. There's a video he has that he was video chatting with his family, where his family had told him to hang an Indian flag outside where he is, because apparently, like, some ministers in the thing had said that Russians and Ukrainians alike had agreed to give Indians safe passage, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So it's crazy.
Yeah, there's.
So, I mean, the ramifications of it was scary right at the top as well, right? Like, I mean, what now? This is about 6 days old now, because the posturing also sort of was scary because of what China was doing with Taiwan at that point.
Correct.
Because that posturing also then started making China itchy, saying, "हम लोग भी करेगा Taiwan के साथ क्योंकि."
Bro, उधर Kim Jong Un भी ready होगा ना कि अगर इधर कुछ किया नहीं, if NATO or the West, whoever, doesn't intervene and put a stop to this, it's only going to give everybody else that much more like,
yeah,
कि नहीं भाई जाके कर ले, कुछ नहीं होता आजकल.
And what was really crazy was that there's already NATO soldiers and NATO presence in the other neighboring countries, right? So Latvia, Lithuania, etc.
Estonia,
Belarus, and stuff like that.
Belarus में नहीं है.
नहीं, sorry, not Latvia,
उधर तो Lukashenko
Estonia,
है, bro.
and I think even in Kazakhstan there was a NATO presence. And what was scary is that there was still conversation about some skirmishes happening in Latvia on the Latvian border, which was
random.
Yeah, but nobody knows whether they were just skirmishes or whether it was intentional or whether it was things. So it's almost that it. And this whole thing of him trying to ready everybody with the whole thing of nuclear deterrence and stuff like that is crazy, because if you think about it, a decade ago Ukraine held the most number of nuclear weapons because when the USSR was there, all the nuclear weapons were in Ukraine.
Chernobyl, bro, they took over one of the reactors also.
Yeah, so and Ukraine sort of gave up their nuclear weapons, right? So it's pretty crazy. I do think, however, that it will sort of settle down, because not just from a what's it called? From a PR point of view, is Russia losing the battle? Because obviously we're watching Western media, and when you're looking at Russian media, it's going to be very different and spun in the country very differently. But that Harari article that he wrote at the Guardian.
No, I was just going to say that, where he talks about how stories. I mean, it also reminded me of Tyrion's line from Game of Thrones. Remember, he literally said that. He's like,
I wouldn't know, but sure.
Oh, you've not watched Game of Thrones? Great. No, but what even Yuval Noah Harari wrote in the Guardian, where he said that the stories is what going to make Putin lose this. He's already lost this war, right? Because he himself grew up on stories of how the Russians bravely fought the aggressor Germany in like the siege of Leningrad, right? Those things propel people to go out and do something about the state of their country.
Yeah.
So literally what he said is that Putin has done the same thing, except now he has recast himself as Hitler.
Yeah. No, and even
in the story is essentially the same. And he becomes the Hitler in this current story, because Ukrainians for years are going to talk about the 13 soldiers who said, go fuck yourself to the Russian warship. You know, I don't know how much of it is true. It might also be fake, but the ghost of Kiev, which is the fighter jet pilot, उसने 6 Russian flights को उड़ा pilot flight नहीं, jets को.
Yeah.
Put them down, yeah.
Or to see what somebody like a Vladimir Zelensky has done. मतलब तो उसका सोच. Every single thing that the guy has done, whether it's talking to Russians in Russia, knowing very well that they might not even get to see it. In all likelihood, they won't. Right? Appealing to the humanity of his fellow country. He tried to do talks. He's gone out. I mean, like all of those things that he said, even when the Americans said, we will get you out of there, we'll evacuate you. He's like, I don't need a ride. I need ammunition. That is powerful beyond belief. Matlab, suddenly, like in the last week, dude, like whatever, I've been following him like crazy. Like everything. And just to see, and obviously social media helps a lot in these times, but the way he has rallied the entire country, neighboring countries the way, if your leader behaves like this, of course it's going to trickle down and make you behave the same way, right? I mean, he's not running away, him and his family both. He could have still sent his family, right? He's not sent his family also. They're all there in Kiev fighting. Matlab, it's,
you know why
heroism to another level.
You know why that's a good decision? Because if he wins, he's a hero. If he dies, he's a martyr. You cannot, you cannot. There's a thing, right? I think when they were killing Che Guevara or one of these people, the thing that he said was that shoot, you are only killing a man. Because the idea of the person you cannot kill, and it only gets bigger and bigger. So
and also going back to that Harari article just for a second, it's not just that. He also, what Harari very interestingly pointed out from a geopolitical lens was, if this was about capturing Ukraine because of the will of the people, the people are standing up against that. And so there is you will only be able to hold on to a country.
You can't hold the country.
Support you. If the people support you, otherwise you've sort of already lost it, right?
The line that he used, which really struck me, was invasion is easy, but what is the occupation is tough.
Yeah, and governing is even tougher.
And also Ukraine is a huge country. It's if I'm not mistaken, third largest on the continent.
Yeah, but they aren't saying that they're going to occupy them. That's the thing, right? They're not saying that. And what's also crazy, by the way, is the fact that Russia today is using the exact same rhetoric that the West had used against Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah.
Right? The biggest fucking thing against it is like, hey, you say, hey, why are you doing this? And they're like, oh, the same, I'm
going liberating the people.
I'm liberating them. Like, it's not an invasion, it's a liberation.
And so if the Taliban is saying, bro, Russia, calm down, we want a peaceful settlement, then
that really blew my mind. मैंने वो आर्टिकल का जब हेडलाइन पढ़ा ना, तालिबान asked Russia and Ukraine and the West to show restraint. तू 4 दिन पहले पूरा कंट्री को टेक ओवर किया. अगर तेको भी लग रहा है कि ये जो कर रहा है वो गलत है, मतलब पुतिन क्या लेवल पे गलत है? Dude, the sanctions. Have you seen
misinformation? Misinformation is also very high. At one point, Joe Rogan managed to share an article that said that Steven Seagal is in Russia right now, and there are photos of Steven Seagal, which turned out to be a fake article or a joke article. Yeah. So then Joe Rogan had to do a retraction. So everybody sharing.
It took me 3 or 4 attempts to make sure that I verified one thing, which is Chelsea club owner Roman is actually helping negotiate the peace. So I was like, wait, ये नहीं हो सकता है, वो football club का owner है. But then of course he's got.
By the way, Abramovich का देखो ये पता है, that dude has a sanction insurance.
Yeah,
that's insane. So even if you sanction him, और ये हुआ $2 billion का है.
No, it's not the sanction. It's not.
Dude, if he is bankrupted because of sanctions, he has insurance against that, which means he is liable to get paid $2 billion that go to Chelsea.
Arey Baba, that is because Chelsea Football Club owns him. So Chelsea Football Club has been insured. So it's not sanction insurance, but you can weave it like that.
It's called sanction insurance. It's actually insurance against sanctions, because most to imagine oligarchs अपन फ्लाइट में तू हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, तू लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, ये सब ले रहा है. ऑलिगार्क को मालूम है कि कभी ना कभी मेरे उधर से कोई कुछ हगने वाला है और मेरे पे सैंक्शन पड़ने वाले.
और कितना फनी है ना कि एक्चुअली उसके पास इजरायली पासपोर्ट है. सो नहीं समझ, yeah, he's got an Israeli passport.
Also, guys, one other thing that I think the one thing that we should probably are qualified truly to talk about is the fact that Zelensky used to be a comedian.
Bro, comedian and an actor who played a president in a show.
This is Nayak. This is truly Nayak.
This is beyond Nayak, man. Matlab,
this is the reverse of Ronald. No, this is Ronald Reagan also.
but he never played a president. ना मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये comedian actor president play किया और अभी actually president बन गया है. He is writing the best goddamn 10-part series that is going to get made 25 years, 20 years later, whenever the fuck. it's getting made, and he
Dude.
should play himself.
Yeah, so one of the funniest tweets I read was they were comparing him to Jeremy Renner. Okay, you can see that the guy who plays Hawkeye.
I know, but
The
why?
comparison,
Why?
it's very striking.
They
The
look
comparison is
similar,
very
na?
striking. Tu dekh, khol usko.
Okay, now that I'm
So they were like, when they make the documentary on Zelensky, they'll cast Jeremy Renner, and someone retweeted it saying, but he is already an actor.
Yeah.
No, but it's incredible courage, bro. Every post of his that I see. Luckily now, apparently they've also signed the agreement to join EU.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
You should have seen
there's
But
a
at
lot of
that exact time when he was signing the agreement to join the EU, the Russians apparently bombed a school. At the same, like it was that. So it's like war crime and simultaneously signing where you technically should be having protection against war crime.
By the way, here's another thing. Okay, so Anonymous has also gotten into the scene, right?
Yeah.
कि भाई हम लोग भी कुछ करने वाले, उन लोग ने Russian state-owned sites को blackout कर दिया. The other thing that they've realized is because Russia का इतना state-owned media and like internet, everything is covered. There's a lot of censorship, so they are actual Russians may not get to see the proper picture of what is going on outside, right? They kept getting fed the thing that NATO is going to invade, और उसका ही चलते जा रहा है. So here's the thing that they started doing, where people from outside, you change your geotag to Russia, go on Google Maps, go to a restaurant and leave a review. But in your review, you talk about what is actually happening there. Public has been doing that.
God.
It's incredible. It's incredible, which is why like 1945 में हिटलर क्या करने 1940s में हिटलर क्या करने की कोशिश कर अलग बात है. अभी तेरे पास सोशल मीडिया का भी एक पावर है, which has been such a vital this on both ends to spread misinformation and at the same time also rally the people.
One of the craziest things was seeing Zelensky repeatedly putting out selfie videos.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Like,
bro,
that is
baller.
2022.
क्योंकि देखो पीछे दिख रहा है कौन सी बिल्डिंग है.
No, that's what I'm saying. The point is that he's not like very few state leaders use meaning are like you would be this sort of like it just shows you how much, like, how do I put it? It's like you're connecting to the people directly at the time when it's so fucking difficult. Right? Like most people would have not done exactly that. And here's where I see that kind of instinct of a comedian, the instinct of a communicator. It's like he knows how to send the right message across to the people in the way that it will be consumed the best.
Yes.
And
100%.
It's like a vlog president.
Only a comedian can probably go head to head with regard to communication in front of a dictator. Because usually, like you constantly talk about Hitler and having exceptional oratory skills and getting people charged up, probably only a comedian can go up against that.
Bro, there was this video, the one where he spoke to the Russian people, right? Where he's like, look, we tried speaking to the Russian government, but they didn't listen to us. Maybe they'll listen to you, right? And then he said, he listed a bunch of people. He's like, listen, if you're a scientist, an artist, a doctor, and then he said a stand-up. And I was like, oh fuck, hum log.
Yeah.
Maybe for first time somebody has directly addressed comedians saying that kuch jaake karo.
No, also if you just look at it like and while India's stance geopolitically has to be what it is because of relationships.
अपना आधा ammunition, war machinery सब उधर से ही आ रहा है.
Our ties are
also people. Indians are everywhere. It's actually quite dangerous for Indians right now in any position. So it's a very precarious position because you're putting
so I
Indians
think
who are all over the place working.
And geopolitically, I think the US as well as the USSR as well as Ukraine sort of ended up saying, Russia as well as Ukraine ended up saying stuff like, we understand India's position. Not only because of that, because while it may seem like there is an alignment with the US, a lot of our stuff is Russia. Plus, India picks sides and China picks sides, and it's game over, right? Like it's you don't want to get into that space.
But here's what I don't understand, and I don't know if it's a fake news, but I read somewhere where Imran Khan has announced that he is condemning Putin's move, And as part of their sanctions, they are not paying back what they owe Russia.
Nice. That's a good excuse
But
to not pay your dues.
No, but
funny,
it's so
but
funny.
it's not true.
It's so funny. Of course, it's fake news because वो जो दिन invasion हुआ ना, वो सुबह को इमरान खान रशिया में था.
Yeah, he met
to talk about a new gas line pipe where, if you remember, they're showing the video, and in that he's actually saying, he's like, it's good to be here. What an incredible time to be here. Or Russia was like, yes, very incredible time to be. On the morning of the invasion. मैं बोला भाई the tone deafness की कुछ हद है कि नहीं क्या? Fabulous time, fantastic time to be
that's
here.
the other thing, right? Like when what Putin was, everything that comes out, right, is basically a message, right? And it's not the message that's on the screen, it's also the message that's beyond it. So by taking up those meetings, right, what he was basically saying was, this is business as usual.
Yeah, look at, I'm getting legitimized by world leaders.
Yeah, this is not out of the ordinary. This is just I have full legitimacy in this. I mean, and at the point at the heart of the thing is that, like, no war has ever had any kind of, like, it has outcomes, but the losses to people, like there are stories, dude, which are coming out about, like, people who are between the ages of 18 and 60, just civilians, are learning how to use guns so that they can fight for their neighborhood.
Bro, they had lakdi ka shape ke guns, and they've been under preparation for the last 2 months, where because of lack of ammunition, they were actually training with guns that was shaped with wood, just so you get the feel of it. So you're able to run with it, hide, whatever. They're doing it with that. In fact, all men aged 18 to 60 are not allowed to leave. Yeah. In fact, I saw in the morning somebody else on some page where the traffic to get into Ukraine is also heavy. Like, you would assume ki public bhag raha hai. Traffic to get into Ukraine also, because now it's almost like they've called up anybody who wants to help, any Ukrainians who want to help, come back to the country and save your motherland type. So wo bhi chal raha hai.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I was just thinking of all those things, right? Ki imagine waking up with, like, going to sleep with certainty and waking up to war. Yeah. Right? Like, just in that, literally that span of time, like, it's nuts. Like, all your plans, all your hopes, wishes, like, there were people who have there's a woman who gave birth to her daughter in a bunker.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is the reality of war. That's what it does.
And the reality of war, even in Russia, for example, it's not like in Russia there are bomb blasts and things like that happening, because here it's mostly defensive and not aggressive from Ukraine side. And let's also always understand that there is only one side of the story that's coming out, which is Ukraine side of the story. The Russian side is, even if it does come out, it also comes out with a lot of, like, you look at it with a lot of suspicion and with a pinch of salt, just by virtue of where it's coming from. And that's the bias that we have.
And Baba, the point is that anytime there is an aggression like this, and it can be from Russia, it can be from the US when they invaded Iraq, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, no place for war.
What is the reality?
No, it's actually
the reality of war, because you brought that phrase up. There is an actual Russian publication. There's the only apparent. So this has been covered by the Guardian as well. So Novaya Gazeta. This is a Russian publication that has pretty much released a headline saying Russia is bombing Ukraine. That's what it read. And in the article that follows states that Russian news outlets have been clearly advised not to address this as war. And they're like, we are going ahead and addressing this as Russia actually going to war with Ukraine. And we don't know how long we are going to be functioning, but we are going to continue reporting the news as it is. It's called the Novaya Gazeta.
So that in that case, to appear like a democracy, you need to allow for certain amount of dissent, but it's controlled dissent, right? It's done really well even in this country. So that controlled dissent is important for it to happen. So when the topic actually comes out, like, for example, even when you look at stuff that's coming out where Apple Pay and Google Pay have stopped working in Russia, right? They've just stopped working. They've taken that out. As a result, there are actual Russians stuck in subway metro stations because they aren't able to buy tickets to go. So it's not like there is one side. But that controlled dissent is what I was sort of coming to. Even sometimes you even look at a piece of work that comes out of the country that is democratically reported and fairly reported, but you look at it and say, is this also true? Simply because of the bias that we have when we're coming at it. So yeah, it's not.
But I mean, in what way can you cloak Russia being justified in doing what they're doing?
I don't think that there is a cloak to it.
You can't.
There is. I don't think there is.
I mean,
a cloak
regular
to it, right?
Russian people don't want this either. I'm pretty fucking sure. By just seeing the number of people who are coming, this is your Putin and
6,000 people apparently arrested, for protesting in Moscow. The cloak is very simple, saying that we don't want NATO. We don't want NATO in a country that is next to ours. Khatam. ये है उनका logic. और ये है उनका.
There's more to it. There's more to it.
Yeah. But you militarize our borders.
No, I agree with what you said, Baba. Because in the latest,
I've heard something that is more sinister. Sorry, I've heard something more sinister, but I don't know if I should do it on a live. So I'll talk to you guys, and then maybe at a following podcast which is recorded, we'll do more research on it. But it's something that's way more sinister and way worse. And like on a humanity level, it's very fucked up.
Yeah, let's not.
I'll talk to you guys about that.
Is it oil?
No. It's not. No. Economic wise, okay. Let me tell you what the economics are right now. The Russian ruble has fallen to the point 1 cent.
Yeah.
1 US cent is higher than the Russian ruble.
Yeah, it's about. But that was supposed to happen.
The oligarchs have lost 39 billion because of economic sanctions. Switzerland, a historically neutral country, has also imposed sanctions. Switzerland,
public vodka निकाल रहा है यार.
हाँ, यूएस में चल रहा है ब्रो. अपने इधर जैसे हम लोग स्नैपचैट के बदले स्नैपडील को अनफॉलो कर रहे थे ना, तो उधर यूएस में उन लोग जा रहे, पैसा दे रहे, वोडका खरीद रहे और फिर उसको गिरा रहे. तो बोला लेकिन चाचा तुमने पैसे दे दिए ऑलरेडी.
But what is the Indian media? How is the Indian? Because I haven't seen any Indian.
Dude, I have to tell you about this. Right in the middle of Indian students finding it tough to evacuate. People are trying to get Indians, and not just students, Indians of all this from Ukraine. Udhar itna loche ho rahe. I think it was Aaj Tak, if I'm not mistaken, one of the Indian news channels.
Yes, it is.
Were saying that here behind we have the Indian students. They are now being evacuated. Ministers are going to be here. Falana Timka. And this dude comes running from behind, comes in and he starts speaking straight, saying that idhar koi nahi aa raha hai, kuch minister nahi hai, hum itne time se khade hai, koi kuch bol raha nahi hai. And as this guy is saying, the Aaj Tak reporter is just, he's moving, he's running away. He is running away. That poor kid, the poor student is coming running, saying, "Idhar kuch nahi ho raha hai, koi nahi kar raha hai." He must be a part of it, like whoever still stuck there. This guy just, अरे आप बताइए यार क्या करके भागते जा रहा है. And then Aaj Tak has cut the stream. Then it's not stream, but whatever the live telecast that was happening, they've cut it to an ad or something. ये चल रहा है.
No, there's another thing with Aaj Tak where the student who passed away with the shelling, Aaj Tak is essentially reporting that India had made 6 calls for students to leave, and this guy didn't leave at the appropriate time. It's really sad that, and this is what is being. It's like really sad what happened, but technically he should have left earlier.
You saw that? No, and it's not. Yeah. It's not one person saying it. It's an entire troll army who are copy pasting of a paragraph. The paragraph says that this unfortunate incident that happened with the kid Naveen or Naren, his name was, I forget the name. I apologize.
Yeah.
So he said it's sad that he passed away. It's a terrible loss to the family. Having said that, I'm like, how does any condolence to anything have room for having said that? Then it's not a fucking condolence. Then you're just trying to sugarcoat it.
Not have said it,
right? Yeah. Having said that, the directive was issued on the 15th of Feb saying that Indian students must leave Ukraine. Kiev airport was operational till 23rd. So why he didn't leave? Ye chal raha hai.
Dude, if the bloody pandemic is anything to go by, it's difficult to leave a country even when you want to, especially for students. And this is not even considering there is shelling going on in the country that you're in.
Also,
this is a pandemic.
Also understand it's a student पैसा चाहिए टिकट के लिए, आने के लिए जुगाड़ करना पड़ता है पब्लिक को. तू इंटरनेशनल स्टडिंग कर रहा है, थोड़ा ऐसा मस्ती मजाक है कि टिकट मिल जाएगा तेरे को.
And please, and we all know how expensive those flights had gotten. Like the evacuation flights, I'm assuming that they're like free,
Of
but
course.
also to get to one of them, there's corruption involved.
No, and they
There
will
is
do
a lot
anything
of
to
stuff
peddle
that
that
is
narrative, right? That, oh, you know, you should have left when you had the chance. We had given directives to a point where Amish Devgan, our very own BND, has gone and tweeted a picture, which was a meme. Leroy Jenkins wala meme yaad hai? Ek aaya tha where they're showing a satellite image of Ukraine and the flight paths around it. And because Ukraine now is no-fly zone, so everybody is around it. ठीक है? और एक फ्लाइट ऐसे बीच में दिखा रहा है, which is going right in. और नीचे है एयर इंडिया फ्लाइट 811. ठीक है, लीरॉय जेंकिंस, एयर इंडिया डोंट, और ऐसे जा रहा है. मीम था, बहुत लोगों ने शेयर किया. अमीश देवगन उसको शेयर करके दिस इज इट, दिस इज ब्रेवरी और समथिंग समथिंग समथिंग, उसने वो मीम डाल दिया कि देखो अपना इवैक्यूएशन तो चल रहा है, दिस इज प्रूफ, लुक एट दिस एयर इंडिया फ्लाइट दैट हैज गॉन in a no-fly zone for evacuation. ये है अपने इधर का. And you know, we keep saying अपना इधर का गोदी media, this, that, all of that. The Western media have been incredibly tone deaf and racist in a lot of their coverage.
Yeah.
Right? If you see, they're saying stuff like, this what is happening to people like us.
Oh.
You know, this is not happening in a third world country. This is not happening in some developing country. This is not in some faraway corner of the world. These people look like us. They have hair like us. They have blue eyes. ऐसे सब ये है. There was a full montage of different people having said different. And these are like proper. तेरा ऐसे साइडी न्यूज चैनल नहीं है. Proper Western media के सीखे पढ़े लिखे अच्छे वाले हैं who are completely tone deaf. And you know, because when this starts happening, you realize that people then also want to raise voices for other places. We are all saying unite for Ukraine, stand in solidarity with Ukraine. Same time पे गाजा में क्या चल रहा है अभी?
Yeah, no,
Right?
I mean, there's always going to be that thing of लेकिन इधर क्या, you know. And I think as a people, we've always been, let's put out the fire that's burning the hottest. I mean, as that's how we are, and that's really how it just sort of swings, and we choose to see it our way.
Guys, apparently, like, how many medical, like, it's all medical students that are coming back from Ukraine. I will ask you, okay, you know about like the brain drain and things like that. How many students go out of the country to study? What is the percentage of Indian students currently studying in UK or Ukraine? The entire Indian student population that goes out of India to study, what is the percentage of those students in Ukraine?
24%?
20%?
Yeah, 1/4, 25. 1/4 of, so 1 in 4 students that goes out of India to study is in Ukraine right now.
That's a
क्या बात
crazy
कर रहा है?
stat.
This
That's
is
a crazy stat.
Insane.
Where is this from?
This is from University World News, and I think it's affiliated with a bunch of other massive publications. But yeah,
that's
crazy
incredible.
Stat. It's a crazy stat.
Following
Really.
up on this more. But
नहीं,
that's
लेकिन अपने
yeah.
इधर थोड़े लोग ये भी बोल रहे हैं
And
ना
it's all
कि
medical students, so it's like a lot of medical students.
या मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स. और अपने इधर अभी थोड़े लोग ये भी बोल रहे थे कि क्यों बाहर जाके मेडिकल पढ़ रहे हो, इंडिया में पढ़ो.
No, I also
अब
think
ये
it
सब
might
चल
have
रहा
to
है.
do.
किसी ने
I
तो
think-
बोला है अभी.
Aadar, are you sure it's a stat of total
You may know.
students studying abroad, or is it a stat of postgraduate
No,
medical
so-
students?
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to confirm. Ki how many of, like, but it's saying 18,000 Indian students are in Ukraine right now.
That's not
That's a
24%
very
of
high
the
number.
students studying abroad at all.
Not
18,000.
abroad.
yeah,
Must
yeah.
be students studying abroad, but in the Ukraine, not just abroad in general.
Yeah. I
And
have a feeling that it's
also it's cheaper, bro.
Maybe
Ukraine is way
they phrased
cheaper.
it wrong.
I have a feeling it is. I have a feeling that it is either undergrad or postgrad medical students that have gone abroad. का total universe में से Ukraine में कौन पढ़ रहा है? Because otherwise that stat just
Okay,
24.
I've found another article. Yeah, 25% of all. Wait now, 25% of all Ukrainian foreign students are Indian.
Oh, ulta. Okay.
So that's
Ulta. Okay.
That makes sense.
25% of all
That is
Ukrainian foreign. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
But still, that's a big number.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very high number to evacuate. It's Naveen Shekharappa. That's the name of the student who passed away. He's 21-year-old. He's a 21-year-old. You're expecting a 21-year-old to make a split-second decision and
leave a war-torn country where shelling and
Yeah.
attack has happened, figure his way, catch a flight, and come to India. Of course, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's so easy. Sad.
Anyway.
Anyway, we hope rest in peace, Naveen, and condolences to his family.
Sorry, Naveen.
Seriously.
And and I mean, let's just hope that this war resolves without.
Bro, it's crazy.
more,
You know the
escalation.
sad part is Kautuk, like if you see every morning, there's a tiny glimmer of hope where you'll read a headline that says Ukraine agrees to hold peace talks with Russia on the Belarusian border. Right? तूने ये पढ़ा है तो तेरे को लगता है चल ठीक है अभी एक डेलीगेशन जाएगा यूक्रेन से हम लोग उधर मिलेंगे जैसे ये होता है साइड पे पुतिन बोलता है और न्यूक्लियर फोर्सेस डिटरेंट फोर्सेस ऑन हाई अलर्ट हाउ डू दोस टू थिंग्स गो हैंड इन हैंड
हाँ
Right.
वो बोल रहा है उसका आर्ग्यूमेंट सिंपल है कि नेटो के पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन है तो वो लोग चलाएगा आर्सेनल हम लोग रेडी रहना चाहिए ये उसका नैरेटिव है अभी एंड
ब्रो ही इज टू फार इन टू पुल बैक नाउ
करेक्ट
बिकॉज उन्होंने उसने पब्लिक को खिलाया भी है कि नेटो इन्वेड कर रहा है
उसका ईगो बहुत हाई है
bro and also like he's 69 right he's 2 years away from average life expectancy of a Russian male which is 71 उसका जिंदगी मतलब तो ऐसे सोचेगा तो है वो खत्म हो गया now he just going to go out with a bang and this is his like this is a senile isolated fucking man who is now being pushed against a corner that he only walked towards by doing what he did. So the Ukraine envoy to the UN said this and was translated where he said that if that guy wants to do if that guy wants to kill himself, he should do it like the guy who did it in the bunker in 1945. He doesn't need nuclear arsenal for that. It's just the whims and fancies of a fucking madman. That's what's going on.
Man. Woo.
Okay, so yeah, I think we've hit 2,000 likes. So you know what that means. Yeah, we've reached 2,000 likes. So other monkey fact.
Thanks, guys.
This is the exact palate cleanser.
Amuse bush.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about the Lucknow metro station, guys.
Nice.
Lucknow metro station has during the pandemic got really applauded and lauded for their unique way of using UV filters and things like that to sanitize their tickets and things like that, and like making sure they keep the hygiene really high in the metro station with the people and like stop the spread.
They are using UV to sanitize.
Yeah,
because you've been using the UV for your phones.
I was making a bad joke. I was talking about Yuvraj Singh.
Yuvraj Singh. Fair.
Oh, nice.
It's good to know we still have a group mind, guys. Good to
Yeah.
know. Sorry, Aadar, go ahead.
So now there is a monkey menace that has been plaguing Lucknow metro stations on the entire line. So 9 of the Lucknow metro stations decided to battle that by playing, and you know the announcements that happen at metros and like train stations. So they started playing screeching, angry langurs.
Oh my God.
To scare off the monkeys.
But also the passengers, because if I was standing there and suddenly from the speakers.
Next station, Dadar.
But, and it worked. It did work. But they soon realized that this is not a long-term solution. So they decided to put cutouts. They decided to put cutouts of langurs and play the sound of the langurs in conjunction to that. And that has been the winner. And monkeys have stopped troubling the customers and the metro.
Yeah, but now the sounds and the langur cutouts are troubling the passengers that are around Lucknow metro stations.
But also,
people try to feed the cutouts.
There must be one langur who just wanted to board a train, man. He's like, Meerut ka ticket dena bhai.
No, it's a metro. Where is
a
Meerut from Lucknow?
Sorry, my bad.
But he's like, bro, मेरे को काम पे जाना है, मेरा appraisal आ रहा है, peanuts.
Shit, dude.
मेरा appraisal peanuts.
मेरा appraisal.
बाबा कितनी खुशी होती है बाबा को देख.
Punchline, bro. I get very happy. I get very happy with punchlines. When I manage a punchline or a joke, I'm very happy.
Guys, बाबा के अद्भुत punchline के लिए मार दो एक like on the stream. और यूपी गवर्नमेंट के अमेजिंग लंगूर वाले आइडिया के लिए मार दो एक लाइक. लाइक मारो हमारी स्ट्रीम पे.
Are there any more things happening with monkeys?
No, I'll save it for next time. I've got something interesting about there's one thing that happened with Russia. There was
Aadar is a very old Darwin.
Starlink.
There is one thing that happened with Russia about monkeys.
So no, Ukraine. They needed the president actually asked for tweeted to Elon Musk for a Starlink
not president.
Setup.
Yeah, not president. He was one of the ministers in the cabinet who tweeted saying,
really,
you are sending rockets to Mars, they are shelling our land with rockets, you are doing this, they are doing that, come out, help, internet, blah blah blah. And suddenly one step reply, Starlink is now active in Ukraine.
Yeah, in about 10 hours apparently.
That's insane.
So yeah,
there was also this thing where Germany had sent initially as like to support Ukraine, they had sent some 500 or something helmets. Okay. And the Polish prime minister was asked about it. He's like, 500 helmets? Are you crazy? We need to do more. I was like, that's an understatement.
Yeah, 500 helmets से क्या हो रहा है? But a lot of even the neighboring states and all, Romania बोल, ये बोल, सब लोग पैसा 100 million किसने दिया अभी recently? I think the Japanese
borders भी open है. EU package deal कर रहा है. Aid weight तो है.
Can you imagine the pressure on Germany and Japan right now?
Bro,
to
they
be
have to
on the good side of things.
Germany में 100,000 people were on the streets protesting. 100,000. तो और उन लोग की तो कितनी फटी है, bro? 70% of their energy comes from Russia.
Oh, by the way, one positive outcome that might happen from all of this. So Germany at least has decided that they want to accelerate their move towards renewable energy because of this disruption. So their target was 2050. Now they want to make it to about 2035.
Wow.
Which might just be one small thing that might actually
trust the Germans too, because that
one sec. Do you know that India is one of the few countries, actually one of the only countries to actually be hitting its energy targets in terms of dependency on oil, as well as the targets according to the Paris Accord? We're one of the only countries to be able to.
Really? Can I read this somewhere or what?
Yes,
I can't believe this is happening. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. I'll tell you something. I've got a bunch of stories, today, which are from the courtrooms of various places. And these are just, I would basically classify them as the most bizarre things that have happened in courtrooms recently. These are just a small selection of them. And I'm going to take you through it one by one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes, my lord. Your Honor, दफा 302 के तहत आदर को इस पॉडकास्ट से निकाला जाए.
So,
दफा 302 फांसी होती है ठाकुर.
तो दफा 202.
Are you sure or what?
दफा 404 पता नहीं यार, जिसमें भी फांसी नहीं होती वो है.
Okay, so let's start with this case, because it's got star power as well. So here's what happens. Juhi Chawla had filed.
Juhi Chawla,
the actress, had filed a petition against 5G. Saying that it could have serious effects on one's health and the environment. So she had filed a case in the court, and this, because the pandemic was going on, the case was happening virtually. So here's what happens in the courtroom. So the people are on the screen on the Zoom recording, and there is a guy, okay, who starts.
I know this. This is High Court. This is Supreme Court. This is a Supreme Court hearing, right? Yeah.
He starts singing, okay, and he chose to sing Juhi Chawla's song "Ghungat Ki Aad Se Dil Bhar Ka."
And from what I remember is he kept himself, his video was off or something, so nobody could tell who was singing it, right?
Yeah.
This is like
क्या गाना है जब तक ना पड़े आशिक की नजर.
Okay,
sorry, I have to sing it, man. I can't help it.
So this was from the 1993 movie Hum Hai Rahi Pyar Ke.
What a great movie.
Bro, he kept singing it, okay? He was
find who it was.
He was singing it badly. Okay, just kept singing it. So they tried to mute him. He came back and he's like, "Ghungat ki aad se."
God damn.
ठीक है, तो commitment to घूंघट की आड़. Then we go to the next case that happened, which was it's a simple case. Now this is a case of attire. Okay, so here's what happens in this one. So it's a virtual hearing again, and there's a lawyer from Jaipur. Okay, and he's called onto the thing. This is in April 2020. He's called onto the Zoom link, and he shows up wearing a banyan. तो सीधा आया था बनियान में आ गया. Okay, and later so the judges pull up the lawyer. They said कि learned counsel for the petitioner. He was contacted through video conferencing and he was found wearing banyan. This is exactly what they've written. Okay. The court has also observed that during pandemic, where court functioning is being done through video conferencing, lawyers must appear in proper uniform. Okay.
And what has happened as a result of this is something that happened in one of the US hearings, where there was a meme where there was a lawyer or something arguing in the middle of something. तो उसका डोर पे ना, तो वो ऐसा कपड़ा वपड़ा मस्त पहन के था, और उसका डोर पे ना उसका बच्चा कुछ अंदर आया भाग के. तो he was like, अरे what the hell, I'm in the middle of a case. तो वो उठ के भागा है बच्चे को पकड़ने के लिए, लेकिन उसने बॉक्सर्स पहना है bro.
Expected. Why not?
Bro, काफी funny वो ऐसा.
That's insane.
Okay. Now
this has happened across, huh? This has happened on this has happened on news channels, this has happened in classrooms, this has happened in court, this has happened in so many places where people have not realized that they're wearing boxers and have left the camera. Why do you think the wall is here? So that I don't go too far. Because I have learned from all these things.
नहीं तो बंद कर देने का ना कैमरा.
अरे you don't realize it
because it becomes second nature, na? If you're doing something for 9 hours, you start it's like that big boss syndrome, right? After a while, you just forget the cameras are there.
Yeah. So now we come to the next story. And for this story, I want you to think back to that iconic Govinda scene where he is getting ready in his car. Remember that scene?
मान जाएगी.
Also Mr. Bean.
Also Mr. Bean.
छापेश, of course छापेश. But गोविंदा ने भी बाप किया था.
अरे
वो गाड़ी का वाइपर आता ना, उसके पानी से
और ब्रश भी कर रहे हो, मस्त, सुपर.
Puts a brick on the
वो सीन का आगे जाके क्या होता है कि he's gone to office and now he doesn't know what to do in office, right? Kader Khan doesn't know what to do in office. तो जो गोविंदा बैठा है वो फोन कर रहा है, हेलो, हाँ सनी देओल, हाँ मैं शाहरुख खान बोल.
Improv.
कुछ भी. I mean, obviously he did it funnier, but
Okay. So now think to that scene, because here's what happened in June 2021. Okay. Now this was a lawyer who had to appear at the Allahabad High Court. Okay.
Nice.
But he was late. So he started his call from the scooter he was driving. Chalate, court. Sir, एक सेकंड
ब्रो, 1 second. उसका केस चल रहा है और वो बाइक पे कर रहा है केस. जैसे आदर पॉडकास्ट के लिए करता था, याद है कि नहीं?
जैसे एक आदमी कौतुक के शो में कौतुक का शो सुन रहा था on one of the working on the vaccine show. There's a guy who he's listening to it. Suddenly he takes his phone and he starts walking, and he walks along thing, gets onto a bike, starts his bike, and he's still on the phone listening to Kautuk.
No, and Baba, he had turned his phone, that this guy was fucking nuts. He had turned his phone to the road. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and you could see the road. Yeah.
So we pinned it to the thing, and we were like, "Fuck this show! Now this is GTA Vice City in Hyderabad." वो चला रहा है, dude. It's fucking 20 minutes straight.
That's nuts.
So basically, when this happened, the High Court issued a judicial order saying that advocates cannot appear for hearings while driving a scooter, wearing colorful clothes or with mask on, or from bed.
Or from bed. मतलब ऐसे नींद से
Which
उठ
is
के आया
neither of
वैसा.
what that guy was doing. That guy was on a scooter. Like, for some reason, scooter is not mentioned.
No, he said on the road.
On the yeah.
On the road. Acha, on the road.
So no, they said while driving a scooter, while wearing colorful clothes, or
It's a very specific instance.
yeah.
No, colorful clothes.
And in bed.
No, and dude, can you imagine like doing your court case, and if you have a propensity for road rage, तो hearing के बीच में भोसड़ी आगे आपको नहीं सर, आपको नहीं
तारीख उधर पब्लिक अरे क्या भाई किधर जा रहा है.
Okay, so not doing court cases from the bed brings us to our next one. Okay, which
Oh
is
God.
I can't believe you have to mention that.
yeah.
I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. नहीं ठाकुर नहीं.
No, this is worse. I know this is worse. Otherwise, Kautuk wouldn't save it.
Tamil Nadu Bar Council suspends a Madras High Court lawyer because he was during court proceedings. Want to just underline that? During court
Taking a
proceedings, virtually caught making out.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
कानून के हाथ बहुत हॉर्नी होते हैं.
Can you?
Like, was he part of the case? Like, was he one of the counsels who had to argue, or
so in this particular,
No, he was the defendant.
in this particular thing, you can't. I don't know.
No,
but
making out in my courtroom.
we'll come to that also. But I'm just like, imagine being the guy who's hired this lawyer, and then seeing him wasting your time.
and he's charging him also for it, because lawyers charge by the hour.
By the hour. So now moving to the next one. Okay. We come to this, which is from Canada. And here's what happens in this one. Okay. Now there's a jury that's been put in place, and they are deliberating on a gangster. He's a Canadian gangster called Peter Gill. Now there was a lady on this jury called Gillian Guess.
सबके नाम गिल से ही है क्या?
Yeah, it's just too coincidental.
And it's fun that she's a juror and her name is Guess.
Yes.
Just guess if he's done it or not. So now here's what happened. Gillian Guess has hooked up with Peter Gill.
Wow.
Oh.
In a hotel. How this happened, it's unclear, but they have hooked up multiple times. Okay. So while he was sitting in court, she would continue to make eyes at him while evidence is being presented. Okay. And this is not some chindi, like a petty theft or anything like that. This guy's a murderer, drug trafficker. Okay. So iska evidence hardcore. Okay. They are showing you like fucking crime scene photos and shit like that. And she's like, wow. इसके बाद होटल में मिलते हैं. So
this is hilarious.
So now here's the thing. Okay, Gillian Guess later said that she didn't even know that he was the defendant. She thought he was a lawyer, which tells you how much attention she was paying at the time. Okay, and the other thing about this is that she genuinely couldn't understand why people were mad at her, because she was like, it doesn't affect my judgment at all. Okay. And surprise, surprise, when she had to give judgment, she tried to acquit him.
Oh, wow. Not guilty.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
No, he was not guilty.
If they were into, nice.
Like, ये तो सामने ही था. You have to show more excitement that how did it take us 3 minutes to get guilty?
To get
as
to
a
not
pun out?
guilty.
So
Wow. It would be like if they were doing some BDSM, it would be a hung jury.
and the thing is, you know, so here's
Aadar,
what happens.
Aadar, ye kya tumne?
So here's what happens to this thing, okay? The case, what happens next is that she didn't even try to hide this affair. Okay, she went and told her sister, her best friend, and even her teenage daughter that she had the hots for this crime boss. Okay, and she acquitted him all of this. Now, because she's told all of these people, the authorities eventually discover the affair. And guess becomes the first person accused of sexing a defendant while sitting on his jury. Okay, now here's the thing: this crime is so exotic that they don't even have a term for it.
Oh,
This is the first time. So she's put on trial, and thankfully, none of her jurors tried to bone her because she was she was found to be guilty and sent to 18 months in prison.
Wow.
For this. So that has happened.
She might have a lot of gile shikwe.
Okay.
Bata, 3-4 और फटाफट.
Now get ready for the next one. Okay, because the next one is even nutser. Okay, so the next case that happens is we're now in the UK. Okay, and there is a guy called it's a troubling case. It's a case of this guy called the guy was Stephen Young, who was on trial, and he was accused of murdering a couple as part of an insurance scam in the 90s. All right, now the case unfolds and evidence is presented, countered, all of it has happened, and then now the jury has to deliberate. The jury is given time, but the jury, try as they might, cannot come to a conclusion. Okay. Now the judge is getting tired of their bullshit. So the judge is like, we're going to put you in a hotel for one night. Figure your shit out. Come back with a verdict. Okay. Here's the thing. This hotel stay is all expenses paid.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, there was a movie made on this. Yeah.
Now, the jurors have taken full advantage of all expenses paid hotel trip and gotten bajaud drunk. Full drunk. Okay. And they're discussing the case. When one person suggests, क्यों ना हम Ouija board निकाले. Ouija board से.
और spirit से पूछे कि उनको क्या लगता है.
Yes. So they have taken out a Ouija board or a Ouija board and they have called the ghost of the victim.
Of the victim?
Man.
Yes. Who else? So Henry Fuller, who was one of the murder victims, they called him and they were like, did he kill you or not? And the Ouija board spelled out, vote guilty tomorrow.
इन लोगों ने क्या पिया था? Officer choice, संतरा, नारंगी क्या?
So they went and said it in court. We feel not guilty.
Oh.
Okay.
But they gave the explanation of Ouija board.
No, so exactly.
No,
So when
they
the
don't
court,
have to.
they said guilty. They said guilty, and but the court eventually found out that they had voted guilty based on a thing that teenagers do on at a stayover.
क्योंकि जज ने भी पूछा था Ouija board से. मेन जो प्रिसाइडिंग जज था उसने भी पूछा था रात को पी के. भाई तेरा मर्डर इसने किया था, उसने लिखा है no.
So,
but I told others yes.
So here's the thing. So they had to discharge the jury and start this whole thing all over again.
Yeah, you have to.
And so they put Young back on trial with explicit instructions that poltergeists are only to be consulted if they've been sworn in as witnesses.
So then they got a Ouija board and said, do you solemnly swear to say the whole truth? And then, yes.
So help me God. Spirit pull रहा है. Okay, guys, hold on. Don't go at 1 second. Huh?
Okay. What? So we just pause the stream?
No.
Pause nahi. I have people leaving.
I know.
Passage happening.
There is traffic. Escape from Sobibor. It's a great movie. So, but Varun, you can talk na. Kautuk, you continue na next story.
No. I'll just wait for this thing to Varun to come back because the next story is, I think, like for me, this was my favorite one. so fucking.
Guys, तब तक स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो एंड ऑल्सो इंस्टा मोजो पे अगर भेजना है तो इंस्टा मोजो पे भी भेज सकते हैं.
कितना likes हो गया? Are we at 3,000?
I don't have backend access.
We are 300. We are 300 or 200 people away. 200 people away from
big news.
Telling you the big
us
news.
3,000?
Yeah.
Do you love us 3,000?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting what we have planned for you.
It's
guys.
It's a poster of Iron Man just saying "Love you 3,000." Or just Vicky going, "Love you 3,000." 3,000 is one less than 4,000.
3,000 is one less than 4,000.
One less than 4,000. But I love you 3,000 because 4,000 is only for Twinkle.
No, and you have something in your mouth, or are you trying to do Vicky, or are you trying to do Akshay?
He's trying to do Varun.
It's the
Akshay.
same. It's doing Varun doing Akshay, and then
while eating food.
And then cheating it as like this is Vicky. I think people know that Varun doing Vicky is basically just Varun trying to do Akshay Kumar. Like that's just how it started.
Yeah,
from one sketch.
That we know, but I'm just saying like. Okay, very confusing.
Also,
it's an impression of Varun doing it's like extreme inception impression.
By the way, people think that we're going back to the couch. Not entirely.
Kaun sa couch?
Depends. Yeah.
Fuck, dude, this Thakur has bounced saying do bhankas for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I saw. And first, it took me a second to decipher what he said because he said,
"Guys,
D banks 2, please." What is guys D banks 2, please?
Bol?
I've got a filler story. Have you guys heard of this mission called DART?
Blue Dart?
D-A-R-T. No, it's NASA's mission called Double Asteroid Redirect Test.
I saw this. They are actually trying to figure an Armageddon.
It's a 1% of Armageddon. It's 1%. They're barely trying to move an asteroid. So why it is double asteroid is because there's this particular asteroid called Didymos. Okay, Didymos. So there's Didymos and Didymos B, and there is so the DART mission is essentially this rocket that they've sent, and it is on a Falcon 9 rocket, and it's going to go crash into Didymos B, the smaller one, which is about 500 feet wide. The bigger, and it's like the moon. It only shows one side of like it's always facing the bigger one, which is about 2,500 feet, and it is constantly just like it is in an orbit.
Okay, Aadar's also gone. What is Aadar saying now?
Fuck, the minute he comes back to India.
Aadar, तेरा कुछ सुनाई नहीं दिया पिछले 7.5 minutes से.
Yeah, the best part of your thing went into.
Okay, when did you hear till?
There are something about right before orbits.
Okay, so Didymos B is 500 feet. It's the tiny one.
ये समझ में आ गया. It faces the darkest side. ये सब हो गया. हाँ.
And yeah, so now it's attacking. They are going to hit the Falcon 9 rocket. The DART mission is going to hit the smaller asteroid and deviate a little. And they're going to measure the deviation for future missions if there are asteroids which are this
just
large.
To strike it off orbit, basically. Yeah.
Slightly. And then measure it that, this is a successful mission. Hilarious. So that in case there are asteroids hitting Earth, which is very likely in the future, they have a plan. And there will be a legitimate Space Force division if this is successful. And this is going to happen in September end or October this year. And it's gonna hit. Now the fear a lot of people are having, these guys screw it up and this heads straight towards Earth because of their interference.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
Sorry, मैं लिख
right on cue.
2 minute bunkas करो please.
Yeah, but I was like, what have you written?
Please do
guys,
banks.
Guys, D.
Exact sentence.
2 banks,
guys, D banks for 2, please.
Guys, do bunkers for 2, please.
Yeah, it took me a second to figure it out.
But like, तेरे को समझ में आया ना end में.
Okay. So
I'll continue.
Okay, so I'll just tell you the last one because we've also.
मेरे पास भी है. तेरा बहुत funny है तो रख end के लिए. मेरे पास 3 और quote story है.
Okay, so
By the way,
firstly,
we've hit 3,000.
yeah, we hit 3,000. So you wanna
We'll do it at 4,000.
Here is what it is.
Hmm.
We will finish with Kautuk, then we will do the announcement, then Varun can do the
No, it's not needed.
do the
Chal, go ahead.
Okay.
Kautuk,
So I'll
baat
tell
kar.
you,
We're not doing an
I'll tell you the last, which I found damn funny. And there's also a video of this. So please do check this out. Go find it. It's damn good. So basically, here's what happens in this one. Okay. So there's a virtual court hearing. We're back in India. And this is a hearing before the Supreme Court. Okay. And Kapil Sibal is making an argument. Okay. Now this is April 2020. Kapil Sibal is making an argument. And there is a senior advocate who's on the call. And the senior advocate is smoking a hookah.
Nice. Nice.
Here's the fucking funny part, right? So he's on camera smoking the hookah, and to disguise it, he's got a page.
Oh, so he keeps taking the page like that and going.
Yeah. So he keeps like, aisa, or and you can see
How is he
the
handling
smoke.
the smoke?
The smoke
Yeah.
is fucking coming out of the thing.
सबको लग रहा है जल रहा है उधर पेपर नहीं सर फूक रहे हैं.
Sir, it's his piercing gaze.
He should have
He's
also had a
looking at the
magnifying
people.
glass, no? So that the smoke coming
Yeah.
out.
तो ऐसे now initially he started from the side, okay, कि ऐसा थोड़ा side से, okay. As the meeting has gone on, he's just like, fuck it, सीधा front and center, guys.
चुती ये केस थोड़ा टाइम और चलता तो दो बेली डांसर भी आ जाते पीछे से हबीबी
The video,
I feel it would be Himesh Reshamya. Just
Bro,
that would be his.
that's
vibe.
what they've done. So the video that's gone viral is of him with Tera Pyar hookah bar.
Hookah
Oh,
bar.
because he's a member of the bar.
ओह
Nice.
बाबा इस पे ज्यादा ग्लोट कर
Okay,
Chal.
thank you.
इस पे तो बनता है ब्रो
Done.
का ये इंटेलिजेंट भी था
हाँ. Which
चलो.
is why I didn't make a big deal out of it. क्यों वो तो निकलते ही रहता है.
वाओ
अभी
तूने ही बोला
अभी
gloat कर, so I was
अभी
gloating. Sorry.
Yeah, you gloated wrong.
तेरे
You
सिप लोग
gloat-
एक्टिवेट
you
हो गए ले उधर
actually
साइड
gloated
में
wrong.
I gloated badly. Okay, I will learn to gloat.
और इसी joke के लिए and to hear more jokes like this, come to Pune. 13 tickets left.
But now, since it is
That's ticket market,
3,100 likes,
Yes. It is
we
time.
will announce what we said we would announce. And that announce is that
And that announces.
this is coming live. And when I say live, as in not live on YouTube, but live in person, we are
Live.
doing two shows, 14th and 15th of March, right? Or is it wrong? Is it right?
Yeah. March.
Right. Yeah.
March.
14th and 15th of March at Habitat in Bandra, in Khere, in Andheri. What am I saying? In Khere, in Bombay. Sorry. So
Wow.
tickets are going to be up soon. We'll obviously put them here. So all those of you, we won't be on a couch. Unfortunately, we'll be on chairs, bar stools, high stools, whatever. But we will all be together. Unfortunately, Aadar won't be there. But we'll this time actually ask Jim sir if he can if he can come in. But yeah, it's going to be live. It's happening at Habitat 14th and 15th of March. Keep an eye out for tickets and come hang. It'll be fun to actually meet a lot of you guys we read about in comments, etc. If you guys are here in Bombay, please do come for the shows. थोड़ा साथ में मिलके भंकस करेंगे.
Yes.
So-
And it will be recorded. These episodes hopefully will be up, depending on how it goes, obviously. But it
Yeah.
will be a
So
fun
it'll go
experiment.
better if you guys are there because then you
Yeah.
will laugh and then we will perform better. अगर तुम
Yes.
लोग नहीं आए ऑडियंस खा लिए तो इतना सेम मजा नहीं आएगा तो प्लीज आ जाओ and
Yes.
obviously this is a pilot for what we hope will become a more nationwide sort of thing in the coming months. So definitely doing a couple in Bombay, seeing how they go, and then eventually move to Pune, Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad, Calcutta, wherever else you guys want us to come. जिसके पास भी ऑडिटोरियम है, घर है, हमको बुलाना चाहते हैं, इंडिया में बुला लो. तो yeah, that was the special announcement. लेकिन कौतुक मैं तेरे को बोल रहा था मेरे पास कोर्ट स्टोरी है, मेरे को भी 2-3 मिले, ठीक है. उसमें से there's a story of this one guy called Richard Overton who sued Anheuser-Busch, which is a beer company, for $10,000.
Budweiser का beer company is Anheuser-Busch.
हाँ क्या?
हाँ,
ठीक है.
Budweiser. हाँ.
So he sued them, saying that Anheuser-Busch had advertised a certain lifestyle that comes with beer drinking. It's men and women chilling and, enjoying a nice beer and this and that. However, when he had beer, he realized that that wasn't a reality from merely drinking beer.
Meaning, he realized that it's still your sad life with your friends Ramesh and Suresh.
वो बियर पी रहा है, देख रहा है मेरे आजू बाजू लड़की लोग नहीं है कोई, मेरे दोस्त cheers नहीं कर रहे मेरे
In
साथ.
fact, more people seem to leave after I drink beer.
Out of happiness, they find beer, and so yeah, he sued them for $10,000. His case was promptly dismissed.
Thank God.
Right. Then in 2007, okay, there's a custom cleaners karke ek jagah hai. I think this is somewhere in the US. So this dude had given his favorite pants. Okay. And he's a judge, by the way, this dude. Judge, wait, I found his name. Roy Pearson. Okay. Who claimed that he gave pants to this custom cleaners. However, the pants that came back weren't the pants that he had given. And he knows that because the pants he had given were his favorite pants. So he sued custom cleaners for $67 million.
For a pair of pants.
For a pair of pants. This sum was later revised to $53 million. However, he didn't end up winning the case, is because he couldn't prove that the pants he got were not his. Because merely saying कि मेरे favorite pant थे, मेरे को नहीं मिला is not grounds enough to win. और ये judge है खुद, ये आदमी, Judge Pearson, तो उसको भी मिला नहीं. तो ये था.
But imagine having to prove it. अरे जब मैं पहना ना तो ऐसा comfortable नहीं लगा.
अरे वहाँ पे नीचे खड्डा है, बीच में देखो.
Varun, what you have kicked off is another. What you have kicked off is another episode. अगले episode में wrongfully, like funniest cases,
stupid cases. Yeah, we'll do stupid cases.
It's completely crazy.
No, but and the thing is, America, because they are so like trigger happy with their lawsuits, that the lamest, I mean not lamest, but when you have like random informative things written on like a microwave that don't put animals in there, don't make lassi in the fucking washing machine, जो India में हो रहा था. Stuff like that are all results.
Don't heat with plastic wrapper.
Yeah, like the lamest thing that you'll read and be like, ये बहनचोद कर रहा कौन है? लेकिन कर रहे हैं public और public case जीते हैं.
Don't iron while wearing clothes. ये सब बहुत है.
In fact, there was this one woman, okay, who sued a weather channel. क्योंकि जब ये सुबह निकल रही थी घर से, उसने वेदर देखा न्यूज पे, और वेदर वाले ने बोला इजराइल में हुआ था, ठीक है. Who said that it's going to be a nice day. However, this turned out to be false, because when she went out, it started raining, she got wet, she fell sick, and she had to buy medication to then feel better, which then caused her a lot of emotional, mental, and physical anguish. And hence she sued them for $1,000.
$1,000 is such a reasonable.
It's so sweet.
Request.
It's like genuinely इसका दिन खराब गया है यार. उसको मैं दिल से बोल रहा हूँ यार. मतलब प्लीज ऐसे मुझे मत झूठ बोलो प्लीज. मैं ऐसे दिल से दुआ कर रहा हूँ प्लीज. मुझे मत बोलो कि नाइस डे होगा और फिर. बाय द वे ये जो मीम है ना, ये जो बंदा जो करता है, प्लीज ही इज टू क्यूट ब्रो.
He's damn good.
He's too cute.
दिल से बुरा लगता है यार.
देखते हैं यार, दिल से मांग रहा हूँ प्लीज. गाइस दिल से मांग रहे हम भी, प्लीज थोड़ा लाइक करो स्ट्रीम को, क्योंकि अगर 5,000 लाइक हो गए तो अच्छा.
I really don't think we have anything more to give or tell.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Aadar कुछ और है? मंकी गिरी है तेरे पास?
Monkey गिरी नहीं. We've discussed some space random facts, but I think it's time for me to go because I have to wake up really early and get on set. So I am going to bounce, but super excited to see raw footage of the live show and possibly it won't just
don't promise things you can't keep up to. So mostly I'll try and make it back. I'm sure I can spare.
नहीं, and don't say it because हम लोग को गाली पड़ता है Aadar.
नहीं, but this live may not just be in India. So public जो है मेरे को जो UK में follow कर रहा है.
Commitment हो गया है एक बार जो commitment कर दे.
I'm figuring something pretty awesome out. So yeah, because मैं कुएं को अपने पास ला रहा हूँ. Basically, it is extreme laziness.
आप बुला ले हम लोग को उधर.
I'll see you guys.
Happy to do tests in London, Aadar, if you organize the right situations.
हम
Yeah,
सब रह
it
रहे
is,
तेरे हम सब रह रहे तेरे घर में. हाँ, याद रख.
घर में.
और
Done.
बेसिकली जस्ट फ्लाइट टिकट्स कर दे यार प्लीज यार. दिल से बुरा
दिल से यार प्लीज हमारी फ्लाइट टिकट कर दे यार. सही है, बट गुड यू केम आदर. जा सो जा, काम कर.
Nice. Bye guys.
See you
man. Bye.
All right.
Fuck, there must be so many super chats for Aadar and now he's gone.
Okay, good. So I think we're done with
Insta Mojo पढ़ लेता हूँ. तू तब तक
हाँ
वो ले ले. क्या
वो fuck तूने Insta Mojo बोला नहीं ना इस बार.
बोला तो.
ठाकुर नहीं
अरे
यार.
गाइस अभी देखो यार, अभी आप लोग हमें इतने टाइम से देख रहे हो. आपको पता है कि अगर ट्यूसडे को हमने अनाउंस नहीं किया कि रिकॉर्डेड वीडियो आ रहा है तो समझ लो कि रात को 10 बजे लाइव आ रहे हैं हम लोग.
Not always.
10 नहीं होगा तो ऊपर नीचे होगा, लेकिन होगा. तो ऐसे थोड़ा प्रिपेयर रखना. दूसरी बात, डोंट मेक अस से दैट. प्लीज से नो टू 40%. सीधा अगर इफ यू वांट टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू द पॉडकास्ट, प्लीज send it on Insta Mojo. It also gives you the ability to send a message, etc. So if possible, please send it there. If not, it's absolutely okay. We welcome all your super chats and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Genuine.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's बाबा तू चालू कर पहले. इधर साइड में चालू हो गए पब्लिक. कॉल तन्मय फॉर सुपर चैट.
Okay. Mihir Joshi says, moving to France in August. उसी खुशी में ये लो पैसे.
क्या बात है, क्या बात.
फ्रैंक्स में दिया क्या उसने?
नहीं. He's moving in August ना, not now. मणिपाल में शोज होंगे क्या? Asks Sam Abraham.
अरे तू पब्लिक ला, अपन आएंगे शो लाते.
तू पब्लिक भी मत ला, तू हम लोग को लेके आ उधर से.
हाँ चलेगा.
हम लोग आ जाएंगे.
Dhanasri says, thank you for keeping me sane. Thank you. Anonymous says, approx Ukraine med study experience is 1/4 from India. Oh, okay. So it's about 1/4 the medical expense is about 1/4 compared to India in Ukraine is what Anonymous says. Cheers guys to you, says Akshay on Insta Mojo. Woohoo! Taste live, says Bankas. So I think that's so much on Insta. We can head to super chats, and if anybody wants to read them,
okay, super chats. We begin with, of course, Baba Bhadwa. Baba Bhadwa says Parvadigar. If you know, you know. क्या है? ए Parvadigar.
नहीं
बाबा लोग बोलते ना ए परवदिगार.
नहीं
तो क्या है?
ठाकुर ये 442 पे बाबा ने हगा.
I'm not going to explain again.
बड़ा हगेश.
Let's just move.
बड़ा हगेश. One guy sent a super chat. बाबा एक्साइटमेंट में ये गाना है, ये गाना का रेफरेंस है, ये गाना का रेफरेंस है. Then we opened and the thing was about Parvadigar. Okay. तो बाबा गाना खोलता है, which was not what the reference was. Again, he sent the fucking thing saying कि बाबा fuck off, it was not, it was the dialogue.
He didn't mean it as a dialogue, but it also was a song, na?
It was not, बाबा. We proved it conclusively. आगे बढ़. हाँ चल.
Okay, all right, moving on. Rohan Kulkarni says Tuesday motivation. Insta Mojo मेरा कार्ड नहीं ले रहा. #Tuesday. Firstly, Rohan, thank you so much for the generous contribution. And sorry अगर Insta Mojo पे नहीं हुआ है, we'll try and figure it out from the back end. But really appreciate your super chat.
नहीं, international payment है, बहुत difficult.
नहीं होता है क्या? ठीक है, then you can just Google Pay to us on 992. Amol Preet Singh says, oh my god, finally we have Aadar for super chat ever. Love you guys. Also because of Varun randomly say paise and bottom anywhere. Yes, few of the things we'd like to impart to all our listeners, you know. By the way, मैं t-shirt बना रहा है. पीएश लेटेश देखेश मैं बना रहा है. तो ऐसे लेटेश और ऊपर ऐसे चांद तारे दिखाएगा. If you like that merch idea, hit like and say yes. Okay, going ahead. Aristotle says, fantastic test Tuesday finally. Good to see you back, Aadar. Much love to you guys. Hey gaya paise. Thank you. Tumcha hardik abhinandan. Prem B. Raj says, who Aadar is? Why Aadar come? Why Aadar does? Aadar come. Ape story.
442 reference.
अरे यार दूसरे स्ट्रीम में जाके करो 442. इधर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. वो कॉन्टेक्स्ट चाहिए पहले. Ankit Israni says, who's the new guy?
Hilarious. Yeah, I wish he was here for that.
Wow. इसका screenshot लेके भेजते हैं आदर को.
हाँ.
Manchester divided FC says Aadar the money messiah Malik is
Monkey
here.
Messiah, I'm assuming.
Money लिखा है इधर. Also,
हाँ, but
Baba
I'm
and
assuming
Kautuk
he
did a
means the
great
Monkey
show a few
Messiah.
days back. What storytelling? Episode
yes.
122 करो title में 121 है. Yes, we will do that. क्या story क्या है
अच्छा,
तुम लोग?
पूना में भी हम लोग स्टोरी टेलिंग कर रहे हैं और बैंगलोर में भी स्टोरी टेलिंग कर रहे हैं.
So we're doing improvised storytelling, and it's you get to pick the genre, you get to pick the characters, you get to pick what happens, and we'll tell you the story. And it's we've done a bunch of them. They've turned out pretty good.
ये क्या live show में कर रहे हैं कि
live show भी कर रहे हैं, and then Zoom पे भी, and then eventually we'll put it up on YouTube.
Killer, great format.
So yes, so we've done. By the way, here's Thakur. You won't believe what all genres we've done. Okay, Bawa has done a horror story.
Baba और कुछ बोल.
I've done horror, rom-com also. Rom-com killed, but
We've done a
Baba, I always took you for a romantic, but I didn't take you for a horror aficionado, which you are not.
We did a mystery story which had the Indian cricket team involved.
Of course. By the way, speaking of Indian cricket team, I think Rohit Sharma का Twitter account hack हो गया.
Oh fuck.
सुबह से चल रहा है bro. So I follow him. मैं Twitter खोला आज देख रहा है तो रोहित शर्मा लिखा है I love coin tosses, especially when they go into the belly. Never a sentence I thought I would hear or see Rohit Sharma type, especially on Twitter. Coins are edible, right? Question mark. ये चल रहा है.
Oh
so,
shit.
I think उसका defo account.
Meaning to be hacked is fine, but to be hacked by an 8-year-old is
I don't know क्या.
Very different.
Okay, Vishwam Batula, says, please create content on caste discrimination in India. People just talk about it, but don't create any content on this issue. So Vishwam, first and foremost, like to create content on an issue which is as nuanced as this, you need to yourself sort of know and understand. I mean, when I say yourself, I mean us. So if we do end up ever understanding it better and are able to do it, we'll definitely do it. But at the moment, we are not, because even how we have studied or learned about it is very like sporadic, right? So until unless obviously we learn better, don't think we'll be able to do that. But thank you for the suggestion. Prajwal Rao says, I was watching old test episodes today, school stories and superstition wala office ka kaam karte karte acha laga aaj. Please keep doing this podcast. Thank you, Prajwal. Prathamesh Srivastav says, hi Aadar, nice to have you back.
And nice I should have just stayed for 10 minutes more.
Yeah. MM says, Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Parvati Thampi says nothing and gives a very generous super chat. Thank you, Parvati. Sorry, not Parvati. Parvati, thank you so much. Pranita Bajoria says, I'm a content creator called Mad Ad Woman, and your podcast gives me so many insights I often forget about from my life and childhood. Thank you. Thank you, Pranita. And good luck with all the content that you're creating. If there's a YouTube account, let us know. We will love to give you a shout out. But
it's called Mad Ad Woman.
Yeah. So guys, if you can find Mad Ad Woman, please go do follow her. Satyajit 38 says, love the way Baba deals with pain. Can relate to it personally, having lost my dad. Thanks for inspiring.
Oh, very sorry that you had to face that. Like truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you're better, man. Chandrika Rao says, so happy to see you all together again. Varun and Kautuk kal ka ticket le liya hai. So happy to get to see you face to face. This ka bhi ek face to face show karo na, please. Will definitely be a sold out show. Kya baat hai, Chandrika, tumne to future hi predict kar liya hai. Like we mentioned, we are doing a TIS in-person show at Habitat in Khere, Mumbai on the 14th and 15th, 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Tickets will be out soon, so please do take it when we release them.
Sorry.
Subha Chakraborty.
On Instamojo, we have something from Mike Oxlong saying, get paid, get laid, Gatorade. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Is that a decommissioned Gatorade ad that we didn't know about?
I don't think so.
Okay. Subha Chakraborty gives us a super chat, doesn't say anything. Thank you. Ishkit Tulani says, hey,
Shit.
can you... Ikshit, sorry. Hey, can you shout out Ikshit Tulani or the Bucket podcast on Spotify? We have started getting inspired from TIS, AIB, etc. Also, I've shared a DM you guys. Yes, definitely, guys. Please go check out the Bucket podcast on Spotify. by Ikshit Tulani. Ikshit, best of luck with the podcast, and we hope you get all the traction that we wish we got.
Yeah.
Varnika Taya again gives a super chat, doesn't say anything. Thank you. Raghav Mishra says, thank you so much for improving my mental health. Happy to help in whatever way we could, Raghav. Hope you're better. Prathamesh Srivastav says, Akshay Kumar Airlift 2 banayega. 100%.
Yes.
It's called Operation Ganga. Naya title bhi hai. Pradnya Hegde gives a very generous super chat but doesn't say anything. Thank you, Pradnya. We hope you wished you had said something, but thank you. Kautuk says, let's move on to next. Thank you, Kautuk. No, guys, the reason I'm saying this is because we have all the super chats on our Zoom chat. और उसमें Kautuk ने लिखा है, getting bored. Can we stop? I need to sleep.
सुपर चैट पढ़ना है दोस्तों.
मुझे टट्टे करना है. क्या Kautuk ये सब क्यों लिख रहा है? Fuck these guys. Everybody sucks. साला 4,000 लाइक भी नहीं दे पाते ये लोग. क्या? Kautuk, don't say that. Yeah. These are all our viewers and listeners.
Fuck, I should have known कि private chat पे कभी कुछ नहीं भेजना चाहिए.
क्या पता अगर प्राइवेट चैट पढ़ने वाले पब्लिक में बोल दे तो. Anumeha Gumar says, oh my God, caught you live for literally the first time, sending the super chat. On that note, going to watch this video tomorrow. Good night. Love you all. And good to see Aadar back with a monkey emoji. Thank you, Anumeha. Soumya Tuteja says, everyone keeps asking me how I know so much about everything and discover such amazing shows, movies, books, etc. Shall I share my secret? Thank you for my life interesting and making me look cool. Thank you for making my life interesting and making me look cool. P.S. Kautuk do second-hand stories late at night. I always miss them.
Yeah, so these are basically so every single second-hand story is recorded in front of a live audience, and you can be a part of them by becoming a member on the channel. Next one is probably going to be happening tomorrow or on Friday. So yeah, check that out.
By the way, on the other regular chat, I've seen somebody comment saying, I listen to your podcast every day while watching utensils and cooking. By watching utensils. Arey, kya katori hai? Okay, next. Siddharth Saxena says, hi, saw old episodes and what up with Tish Shorts? Bhai, Tish Shorts हमने इतना मेहनत करके खोला, लेकिन आप लोग देख रहे नहीं हो तो बंद हो गया. अभी Tish Fulls देखो. Ishan Garg says, Baba, can you share the Paris agreement link in chat? तेरे पास पेरिस की agreement link है?
तेरे पास क्यों है बाबा?
G7 में तू भी है क्या?
नहीं. अरे basically, no. There are a couple
India, China, Russia.
No. Even if you just type saying India Paris agreement and stuff like that, you will get it. So not just that, we've also got like solar panels and stuff.
If you type India Paris agreement, Baba link for Malabar Cadillac shows up.
Funny.
उसमें बाबा लेटता है गाड़ी पे और ऐसे पढ़ता है. Okay. Neha Bhale says, did you guys hear about the student Rishabh Kaushik who refused to leave his dog behind? So heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. Hope him and the dog will find their way back. Yes, I remember reading about this. Quite, like you said perfectly, it was very heartwarming and heartbreaking because there's so many of these stories that keep coming out, right? Like whether it's Indian students stuck there, whether it's the local Ukrainians. In fact, I read this thing about this Russian soldier, जिसकी mom और उसका chat viral जा रहा है अभी, where his mom was telling him that I want to send you a parcel. Where are you? Where he's like, Mom, I'm literally entering. We're in Ukraine, right? And my fellow military people are actually shooting at civilians. This is, I mean, I'm paraphrasing. If you just Google it, you will find the link to this picture that's gone viral. It's insane, and this Russian soldier died. And this was his last message with his parents. So war is never the answer, whether you are a part of the aggressor or you're the country that is getting invaded. Literally nobody comes out with a happy story after a war other than fucking jingoistic, crazy leaders in charge. So anyway. Okay, moving on. Shravan Bandaru says this army should do a fundraiser to support the humanitarian aid in Ukraine. Baba, you must make this happen. Slava Ukraina. I mean, I don't know if we can do it. If there is there we'll figure it out. Let's see. If we can, we'll definitely try and do it. Kick Jack 4 says nothing and gives a super chat. Thank you, Kick Jack 4. Shantanu Sansgiri says, enjoy Test Tuesday in Goa. Gaye hum log Martins, but this place, Pentagon, was amazing. Rupika here, sending love and peshe. Oh, what up?
हम
That's
लोग का
insane.
मैनेजर. अरे रूपिका तू तो इंस्टा मोजो पे भेज यार.
Enjoy करने दे. But we have Niharika filling, so thank you, Niharika. Nirmal says, you guys are awesome. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Nirmal. Arubasu says, what? We are live? Can't believe it. Shit, neither can we. Sanskar Sekhar says, Baba Sim Parmi should lead the world. Arey, Baba, your thoughts?
Oh my God.
No.
बाबा का स्टैचू बनेगा यार.
हर जगह.
अपना बिडू किंग एरिक.
Yeah?
अपना बिडू किंग एरिक says.
Oh, अच्छा, I thought you're just saying words. ये गिल है या कनाडा का चार्ल्स सोपराज? What गिल? अच्छा, from your story. Arnav Sanger says, I love you guys from 2017. Thank you guys for being with me throughout all the ups and downs. I'm 20 and probably one of your biggest fans from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Arnav. Wow, you're 20. I think one of our youngest fans.
Yeah.
But
Varun
thank you for watching.
Varun Thakur says, guys, be banks for 2, please. Then I say question mark. Then I say, oh, okay.
Guys, D banks for 2, please. इसका भी बनाते एक. इसका भी एक merge बनाते. Guys, D banks for 2, please.
4 people get it.
अच्छा, एक और इंस्टा मोजो आया है.
It's for our Test Army public.
एक और इंस्टा मोजो आया है from Tanveer Ansari. He says, VT lookalike coming for show tomorrow.
Who's the? अच्छा, he's the. अरे ये तो होसे की स्ट्रीम वाला है बंदा. हाँ भाई आजा. कल जैकेट बन गया, लेदर जैकेट.
Lather. Chalo.
Kickja 4. Okay, now I think Kickja 4 finally managed to write. Hey guys, big fan, but the ghost of Kiev and Snake Island were fake and army. The photos of Zelensky were from last year. Lots of misinformation out there. Really? Was it fake? I mean, who's to say
Ghost
that...
of Kiev could be fake.
No, Ghost of Kiev, even I agree. I think that was spread a lot, but I don't know as much about... Because, yes, I did see another video where they've shown like Ukrainian soldiers surrendering to the Russians who are there, but who's to say that video is not fake? So, whatever. In case it's fake, in case it's misinformation, sorry for speaking, but...
No, but
we'll double check.
I mean, this is the new fog of war, right? It is the new fog of war, if you have to actually think about it.
But Zelensky is in Kiev. Like,
no, he is in Kiev. A lot of the pictures of him signing the EU agreement, etc. He has like proper, what do you call it? Not barbed wire, but like पूरा सब बंद करके रखा हुआ है. So he's somewhere in Kiev for sure. I mean, maybe a couple of the photos might have been from last year, but whatever. Okay. Pankaj Gore says, been following Taste from a long time. Very relatable and funny content. I listen to Taste on Apple Podcasts while doing my workout. Your conversation make me going. Thank you. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for the very generous super chat. And yeah, अपन workout बड़ी है यार किसी के. क्या बात?
Workout and utensils. That is our market.
हाँ, भांडी घासो और डम्बल मारो. ये भी टी-शर्ट बनाते हैं. भांडी घासो और डम्बल मारो. तो एक साइड पे ऐसे भांडे घासने वाले दिखाएंगे और एक साइड पे ऐसे कोई डंबल मार रहे और दोनों एक ही इससे सुन रहे अपना पॉडकास्ट. Guys, if you like the idea, hit the like button. Okay, Shivam Mohanty says, thank you Tis for being my all-time gym buddy. देख एक और gym scenes. Gym sir. Vaishnav Sampati says, Tis always Baba Rothschild family story. Blanket is always और बाबा रॉथशाइल्ड फैमिली स्टोरी. तू निकाल. तूने किया नहीं है क्या इंटेंस बात और रॉथशाइल्ड के बारे में?
और क्या बात करें?
निकालना तू.
नहीं
तेरे पास पेरिस एग्रीमेंट है, तू G7 है, अभी थोड़ा निकाल.
ठाकुर, he is not doing it for his own security reasons.
Oh,
like दो और शब्द बोला.
रॉथशाइल्ड खत्म कर देगा बाबा को. Justice for Baba. Guys, hashtag justice for Baba against Rothschild. Tweet to the Rothschild family. Vaishali Kataria says, I can't put into words how happy I feel watching you guys. It feels like therapy, meditation, joy, everything together. I am grateful for you guys. Vaishali, thank you so much. This message right now feels like meditation, joy, and everything together. Thank you. It's very sweet. Chandrika Rao says, ये मैंने जो बोला सुपर चैट में वही हो गया. Face to face test. Yeah. Ishan Banerjee says, hello, did you guys get to check the thumbnail illustration made for the hypnosis episode? Yes, Ishan, in fact, we did see it. We still haven't, because the format is very different to what we have in mind. but we're still keeping our options open. We will get back to you if we decide to go ahead with you. Thank you though. Really appreciate you sending. Pokhraj Roy says 5 years-ish since I interacted with you all. What up, Pokhraj? Are you going to come for the show? When you come, interact with us there again. It'll be weird to not see a Pokhraj comment and see him in person. Because my comment बहुत बड़ा है उसको बहुत टाइम से मिला नहीं.
अरे Pokhraj is in Calcutta, he's not in Bombay.
Oh, sorry, my bad. So then maybe when we come to Calcutta. Alap Buke, how would you pronounce it? Buke? B-U-C-H? Buke? Alap Buke says, we'll watch Epi later. Also, my sister was watching AK's movie and I yelled bottom from behind. She got scared and said, I need help. Love you guys, my shit. Thank you, Alap. Yeah, I think don't yell bell bottom randomly. People who don't watch the podcast might not understand. Because Nikita मुझे बोल रही थी, what is this bell bottom? पहले यार जब ये चालू हुआ, because apparently अपने टेस्ट पब्लिक उसको मैसेज करके bell bottom बोल रही, तो मुझे बोल रही है, what is bell bottom? अभी वो भी बोलने लग गई. So good. Anuj Singh says, any tips for someone who wants to be an actor, writer from all of you? Man, इस पे 1.5 episode निकाल सकते हैं हम लोग. But one small tip, that don't be afraid of failure. In fact, assume that it is going to happen. Don't let it bog you down. Keep at it. And yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. Writer Kautuk, तेरे को कुछ देना advice तो दे दे.
I mean, the one other thing I would like to add to what Varun said is consume a lot of stuff, not just the stuff you like, but also the stuff you do not like, because you do not know where inspiration comes from. Read a lot, write a lot, and write the stuff that you want to see. That would be my thing.
Very important. Okay, going forward. Udit Raval says, my girlfriend introduced me to TIS and everything has changed ever since. You guys are gem. Can you wish her happy birthday, Nandini? Happy birthday.
Happy Mahashivratri.
मैं नाम चेंज करने वाला था. Happy birthday बोल के, लेकिन happy birthday.
No, but that doesn't work because it genuinely doesn't. Like, he'll show it to her and she'll be like, what the fuck?
No, happy Pongal to you, Nandini.
Yes.
And Eid Mubarak also. Okay. But happy birthday, Nandini. Niharika, oh sorry, Niharika to apne. Ash Morte. Ash Morte? How do you pronounce it? Ash Morth. Okay. Hello guys. Always love to see the live bunkers. Keeps me sane. Also, more people need to sim for Baba because he is.
Thank you.
अरे पब्लिक सिम रही है और तू ऐसे.
बाबा तेरे घर पे कुछ रेड लाइट लगा है क्या तू, कि थोड़ा ऐसा फेस पे थोड़ा रेड लग रहा है क्या हो गया?
नहीं वो वर्कआउट ग्लो है. ब्लड पंप हो रहा है ना, तो पूरा ऐसे आता है.
संतोष एस सेज,
बाबा हेडस्टैंड करके आया जस्ट पॉडकास्ट के पहले, ताकि मुंह ऐसे लाल लगे, मस्त गुलाबी.
टमाटर
या तो तूने कुछ किया है. टमाटर घसा है क्या कभी? बहुत हेल्प करता है.
Yeah, I was told that it helps take out
neurotoxins.
Tan matter. Okay. Santosh S says, if you're not making that shirt, I'm making it myself now. Santosh, I will sue you for 67 million copyright infringement
and then revise
charges.
it to 53 million.
53 and then
lose the
No guys, please don't go ahead and make it yourself. हम लोग करने दो ना यार. Promise, इन लोग ने अपने आइडिया नहीं देना, मैं अपने निकाल रहा हूँ, बस उन लोग को बोल के रख रहा हूँ. Okay. Havoc Neville says, just pyar and chummi to Varna, Vicky, Aadar, Kautuk, Baba. Special wet kiss to Baba because he's so handsome. क्या बात है यार.
Thank you.
थोड़ा लाल हो गया ना.
और लाल होते ही जा रहा है बाबा. होते ही जा रहा है. हाँ. Sneha Parekh says, you guys are doing an awesome job with this podcast. Shreya Parekh says, you guys are doing an awesome job with this podcast. Baba and Kautuk's improv story format is banging. Kautuk, awesome job with secondhand stories. Big fan, guys. Thank you all for your content. Thank you. And thank all of you guys. Those who are super chatting and those who are not also. Because of you guys, we do what we do and we have fun doing what we do. So thank you right back to you guys. Tanushri Talekar says, been listening to you a lot from last week when I'm driving to the hospital to see my husband. You guys give me much needed sanity with all your insanity. Love you guys. Tanushri, thank you so much. A, for the super chat, and B, we hope your husband is okay and there is no problem, and we're happy to help out in whatever little way. Wish you guys the absolute best. Please take care. Pratik Singh, भाई लोग कुछ 90s या बॉलीवुड रिलेटेड कुछ नया पॉडकास्ट किया जाए ना प्लीज. प्रतीक तेरे लिए खास. अगला वाला तो अपन कुछ एक बॉलीवुड करेंगे हो जेश, बहुत टाइम से बॉलीवुड नहीं किया है।
बॉलीवुड लाइव करते हैं ब्रो,
मतलब
जब भी हम लोग टिस लाइव कर रहे हैं तभी बॉलीवुड लाइव करते हैं, फिर वो एपिसोड
कभी ना कभी तो करेंगे, अगला नहीं तो उसके बाद वाला, लेकिन एक थोड़ा
बिकॉज मेरा
गोइंग
2
बैक टू
हफ्ते का
बॉलीवुड।
टॉपिक सॉर्टेड है, तो मत कर ऐसे मेरे साथ अभी।
Tanay Panse says, first super chat. Hi Kautuk, fellow Sulochanaian there.
It's called Sulonian यार. तने यार क्या कर रहा है यार? But
Sulonian क्या है?
अरे वो स्कूल,
our school.
Oh, अच्छा, sorry.
Sulocanian.
Abhishek says, Baba got baited by Mike Oxlong.
Yeah. A lot of people are baiting nowadays.
Kulkarni Karthikeya says,
Arey,
living
you
with
know,
my
I know,
girlfriend from
Varun.
tomorrow. Any tips?
if you say it slowly, say the name slowly.
Baba got baited by Mike Oxlong. Mike Oxlong. Oh.
I just understood it when you
He,
said it.
last time, by the way,
It's like, you
someone
know
had-
what it reminded me of? बचपन में बोलता मालूम है वो डम मर गया.
हाँ.
Condom.
Yeah, Mike Oxlong.
हाँ.
Okay. Kulkarni Karthikeya says, living with my girlfriend from tomorrow. Any tips, guys?
Woo!
Don't.
Share responsibilities.
Put the toilet seat down.
Yes.
Get ready for pillows.
And lift it up also and put it back down. Don't just leave it down.
And then clean it also every morning. मस्त ऐसे side में ऐसे डालना.
No, but
Colin मारना साथ
share
करना.
responsibilities. Put a box where you have cash in, so you all both pay
And know
for
the difference
groceries.
between a monstera and a fiddle leaf and
Fiddle fig.
fiddle fig. Okay. But no, it's going to be good fun. Living with your girlfriend is fun. Karthik Madhira says, sorry for digressing, but because 442 podcast में तुम लोग आर्सेनल का बात क्यों नहीं करते हैं? Almost catching Chelsea now. कोई भी आर्सेनल का बात क्यों करता है? उधर सबसे ज्यादा
I can't believe that Varun is also doing the same joke.
उधर पियर्स मॉर्गन देखना चाहिए. वो इतना भड़क गया है कि आर्टेटा ने ओबेमेयांग को जाने दिया.
अरे बट किल कर रहा है ना.
कौन?
ओबा भी किल कर रहा है ना.
ओबा भी
तो
किल कर रहा है,
इसलिए
लेकिन
तो
ओबा
उसकी
उधर
जल रही
kill
है.
नहीं कर रहा था ना.
हाँ, ये तो ना hindsight is 2020 or 50-50 क्या बोलते हैं, whatever. Kaustubh Joshi gives money, doesn't say anything. Thank you, Kaustubh. Himanshu Khurana says, you guys are rock. Been listening to the podcast from the start. Kautuk started listening to second-hand stories and it's just amazing. Don't stop.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Himanshu. Karthik Vadhera says, please call Rothschild on podcast and discuss Baba's obsession.
We will
can't
try.
call because we want Baba alive.
Also, Rothschild will call us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piyush Pulukul says, OG fan here, my first ever super chat, future mein aur aayenge. Thank you, Piyush. Girl from Lala Land says, Baba, heart kiss, heart. Citizen Kane.
No, Varnika Taya.
Varnika Taya. Yes. Varnika Taya says, correction, EU turned down Ukraine's request. अरे ये कब हुआ? उसने तो अभी साइन किया. Okay.
No.
Sanket Doshi again gives a super chat, doesn't say anything. Citizen Kane says, Kautuk loves second-hand stories, missed all the live recording. Do it at night, please. I love your storytelling. I want to ask, how do you get out of writer's block?
By writing.
Yeah. I mean, one meta tip is genuinely write about your writer's block.
Yeah.
And the idea is to be like change your mindset. Don't look for inspiration. Just set a timer and get the words out. Do your work in drafts so that you are not afraid of making mistakes and chasing perfection. And yeah, I mean, just put it in the time. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. But honestly, getting out of a writer's block is by writing anything. It like you just put in the sentence that you have to get is put in the words. If you
also getting out of a writer's block, you need a good real estate agent.
Correct.
Yes.
Also, if you are stuck in an ideas block, it's different from a writer's block. So identify what you're stuck in. Sometimes you could just be stuck in an ideas block, like you're not getting an idea to take the thing forward or whatever. So you just need to identify what it is and then solve for it.
Okay, and finally we have Yash Adhay. Again, gives a super chat but doesn't say anything. So thank you, Yash. Okay, we are done with the super chat. Also, everybody in the side comments. चल एक दो इधर भी पढ़ लेते हैं. क्योंकि उधर कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं लोग कि गरीब लोग का चैट भी बढ़ो. अरे अपना रेगुलर चैट, नॉट सुपर चैट. इधर क्या चल रहा है फटाफट देखते हैं, अगर कोई कुछ भंकस करे तो करते हैं 2 मिनट एंड देन वी विल कॉल इट.
Kunal Longani says ऐसे ही.
अरे
And
क्या बात है यार.
Utkarsh
उत्कर्ष त्रिपाठी वीटी, प्लीज डू कैंडल रॉय impression. Love you guys.
Dad.
You know, like dad, like you're just a fucking asshole. And,
It's Farhan Akhtar but much more depressed.
No, it's Farhan Akhtar and Akshay Kumar.
It is not. That's Akshay Kumar. It's not even Akshay Kumar. It's me trying to do Akshay Kumar. But yeah, you guys suck. And yeah, fuck you guys.
Oh yeah. And by the way, update. There are only now 10 tickets left for Pune. So get them soonish because that's it. That's all the tickets that are there. And then we'll come back later.
हाँ, लेकिन हाँ पुनः वापस हम लोग शो ऐड नहीं कर पाएगा क्योंकि संडे का शो सोल्ड आउट है.
हाँ 2 शो
हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं 10 और टिकट सैटरडे वाला शो में ऐड करने का. अगर हुआ तो ऐड करेगा, वरना नहीं होने वाला है. तो फिर हम लोग को अगली बार आना पड़ेगा पुनः, प्लीज.
Okay. All right. That's it from this episode of the Internet Said So. We were discussing Ukraine, as was the rest of the world, some hilarious court cases, and we had Aadar chime in with monkey facts. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to smash that like button, hit follow, share the podcast with your friends, family, and yeah, see you guys again next week. Please keep an eye out on the community page to sort of know when the tickets, etc., coming out, or follow us on any of the other social media platforms to get regular info on ticket updates, etc. Okay, we have one more super chat. Prachi says, Varun, share your wedding dance video as promised. Yes, I will. थोड़ा edit तो होने दो बराबर.
We have one more. और guys, please अभी बंद करो क्योंकि हम लोग इसके बाद out. Usha Thakur says, love you guys. Please add Philadelphia to your list. If you're ever going to visit, would love to host you guys. Bring Aadar back.
100%. यार हम लोग एक यूएस टूर, यूके टूर, ये सब भी करेंगे कभी ना कभी होगा. तभी आप सब लोग जो हमें बोलते हो, वी विल कम टू ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ योर हाउसेस, ट्रस्ट मी. ओके.
और फिर तभी तुम लोग भगा देगा हम लोग को.
मैं बोले क्यों बुलाया, चीज तेल लोग पे जा रही नहीं है. Okay, that's it from this episode, guys. Thank you once again for joining in. See you again next week. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Good night. Salame ishq.
Bye.